Hey, Ronnie here. Welcome to the most exciting part of the Troopy mod stage so far. We've chopped the roof, we've removed 2 windows, we made it way more comfortable to drive, and the last thing we did, we installed the biggest awning I could find to the Troopy. Let's check it out. The roof conversion, a decision I didn't take lightly. You know, cutting the roof off a vehicle is a big deal. And like, even though a lot of people do it to a Troopy, it's a big deal to me. Cutting the roof off a car, if you get that wrong, you're in a world of regret. I did have contact from many companies that wanted to chop my roof as soon as I bought the Troopy. And I was like, whoa guys, I don't want to chop the roof. Although I did want to chop the roof. Told everyone I didn't want to chop the roof so I wouldn't get the pressure. This allowed me time to do a bit more research. How I ended up with the Mulgo V2, I'll explain that as soon as you see how we cut the roof and installed that roof conversion at the 4-wheel drive show. This is how we did it. As you're already aware, we're going to chop the roof pretty soon. That roof rack needs a new home. That new home could be yours. If you're in Australia, find the code word towards the end of the video, put it inside your comment. Don't just comment the code word only, otherwise I won't pick it. And the best comment that I think deserves to win will get that roof rack. It's got to go somewhere. Might as well be your home. Good luck. So the overall roof height will be 35mm higher than standard, that's it. Point of no return. What if I look away and I'm...
No, I stopped you there.
We're on our final cut now. And then we're going to lift the roof off, fold it over. Had a few little minor hiccups with the compressor, but we got a, what is it, petrol compressor now?
No, petrol, yeah.
So now we're on. We're on. Sunroof is done. How I got to the Mulgo itself, I know guys who install different brands of different of these roof conversions. And I have heard horror stories about some of them, about 15mm tolerances and things like that, and had to get a hammer out and massaged either the roof or the rooftop. And I didn't want to have people do that to my vehicle. And I guess that's just a result of mass producing things and less tolerances. This is Australian made. I really like this one, the finish on it. A lot of the others are from South Africa or somewhere else in the world. So that was one big factor for me. I do buy stuff that's not Australian made as well, but when it's a big ticket item that's gonna fit your car, then that's kind of where I lean there. That weighed in a lot actually. Let's go inside now and have a look. The bed is now set up. I'm ready, I can just jump up. My pillow, my sleeping bag, everything is up there. I can actually close the whole thing. Now, when we did a roof conversion, we lost about that much space ceiling wise, but we can do that. Which means when I fit the rest of this Troopy out inside, whatever I'm doing, storage wise, I could sit here, work on my laptop, I could get out of the elements, whether it's too windy or raining, I could sit in here, have my meal, and this is internally latched, internally hinged. Being internally latched means I could go from the driver's seat where you are right now, shoot on through, pop this up, and then go to bed. As easy as that. That is one epic thing about this roof, and it's one of the main reasons why I chose this roof. I can Velcro bags to it. It's pretty cool. A couple other things to note, which we'll probably have to show when we come up, that all these sides, nothing has a zip on it. So there's none of that chinking at night. All Velcroed, and you can adjust it. So I had a bit of a play with how you adjust the sides when you're down here or up there. You can actually control the flow of the actual draft that comes through. If I want to go to bed, I simply push this down and I step up. come up and I'll show you what it's like up here. You will note that this is quite light in colour, the canvas, and the reason for that is to keep the heat out. Being this light coloured canvas makes it more tolerable to stay inside your vehicle during the day. And like right now, I'm getting a nice breeze through. It's about 30 something degrees today, so it is quite warm. For me, when the sun comes up, it does illuminate this, and that's good for me because I like to rise when the sun is rising. That's when I generally get out of bed. If, however, that is a problem for me, I will simply grab a headsock and basically just do that, and that allows me to sleep in. Now I've only done that twice. One was New Year's Day and the other was the other night when we were filming really late. There is a blackout kit coming for it, so you can block more light out. This is how I want to keep it. Well, I'm 6'1" and there is ample room. And I can still go back a little bit further. If I'm by myself, I'll sleep on an angle and take up more space anyway, which also means that I don't have to level the vehicle 100% because I can just go either head up that way or head up that way. Underneath the bed, it is slatted. These are soft as well, so you get a nice cushy sleep. And on top of that is a 70mm mattress. Really comfortable, like really comfortable. So again, I'm 6'1" and I fit in here quite well. You can't fit one adult and 2 kids. It'll just be uncomfortable, but definitely 2 adults or 1 adult and a child. As you can see, loads of room. I'm about halfway on the bed and I can stand up straight. Coming all the way back, I'm about here, but that's fine because I can still actually sit down. All the finishing here, you can see it's so neatly done. The main strut's on the outside. When this is shut, this strut is hidden behind here. There's nothing there to hit your head. It's a nice finish underneath, not bars going across and things like on certain other ones. So there are quite a few little factors that got me over the line to go for the Mulgo V2. Just the finishing of it, it's just spot on. The roof height and weight was a big factor in my decision to go for the Mulgo V2 because it's the lightest on the market and it's also the one that adds the least height on the market. It only adds 35mm to your original roof height on the Troopy. Now the roof rack I had on before had a lot of extra hardware on it, so it sat even higher than this roof rack here. With the extra 35mm and this lower profile roof rack, without all the extra stuff on it, I think we're about the same height, 10 or 20mm, either higher or lower, somewhere around there. My biggest concern was making the Troopy top heavy, and that's why I went this. It was the lightest on the market, I mentioned that already. The roof conversion weighs 90 kilos. The new roof rack weighs about 30 kilos. So it's 120 kilos we got on the roof now. What came off though? Well, 45 kilos was the original roof that we cut off. That was the metal and the supports underneath and the ceiling underneath. That's 45 kilos. Not a lot of weight really. Some people tell you it's 80 kilos. It's not, it's only 45 kilos. The original roof rack I had on there was quite heavy. It was about 40 kilos. So that is 85 kilos we took off the Troopy to start with, and then we added 120 kilos. I'm not including the max tracks and all that stuff because that was also on the other roof. As it sits without cargo on it, 120 kilos from the roof up. The most common modification people do to a Troopy, and some wagons, they put a Gullwing on. Not a lot of cool Gullwings, by the way. Right now I'm at mission 4x4. We're going to replace these back windows, both of them, the other one across me as well. Sean and Tristan are right now assembling the Gullwings. These are Gullwings you haven't seen yet because these are quite new. Let's check it out.
For the rugged. For the rugged. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hay. I won't get involved today.
Why are they called Gullwings? Why not Troopy hatches?
We always know them as going windows, you know.
But it's not a window, it's a hatch.
It's a hatch, yeah. It's a canopy hatch.
You'll probably recognise Sean from Mission 4x4, episode 86 on Modified.
FG Cruiser, let's party.
More party lights.
More, yeah, solar. This actually works on the solar. Party.
It's a famous words, let's party. Sean, that's your Troopy.
Correct.
It looks absolutely awesome. You've got 4 of these on already. These are for the back windows on mine because I use the middle windows for the kids.
Yep.
Plus just look for traffic.
Yep.
I've asked Sean to powder coat the door white just because it's a white Troopy, got a black and white theme going. This is mounted way different way than most of the other Gullwings are.
Correct. So the way I designed this, everything it's 3mm aluminium. The only parts are stainless steel. It's the clamp system. I get them powder coated black, and just to match the whole frame. Looks good inside as well. And made all locally in Western Australia. To mount this on your car, it's very simple. Remove the original window out, clean the frame, and this will come with a clamping system, which is this brackets here. And it's all supplied with the Gullwing window.
Which I like because you're not drilling holes.
There's no drilling involved.
So I could put the window back in later if I wanted to.
Correct. And literally it will take you 10 minutes
Yep.
to mount this on the Troopy.
And I reckon it weighs about 8 to 9 kilos.
Yeah.
It lifts like a dumbbell. You look like you lift dumbbells. This is one we removed earlier.
I would say this is about 5.
Okay.
What do you reckon? 5?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this one here,
About 8, I reckon.
yeah, 8, 9.
Yeah, I reckon 8.
Yep. All right. It's better for me, 8.
Paper cash, fuck a tax, that's a joke. Tell him laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the back. Brody plot, but get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got laugh.
That's your window.
That is amazeballs. It's a satisfying close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gullwings are installed.
Party!
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, Ronnie.
I reckon it looks bloody fantastic.
Thank you.
And guys, if you want to see how easy they were to fit, because we kind of skipped through all the fitting stuff, Sean actually has a video over at Mission 4x4, so you can see how everything fits. You can see there's no holes drilled, no nothing. Super easy.
Yep.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go use them now. Let's talk about being comfortable in the vehicle. I've made it super comfortable again. These are the same seats that are in the 79. Well, not really the same. It's the same brand. It's the same style. It is the Vario, which is the XLs, but these have armrests. Awesome for long drives. Absolute nightmare, these armrests, when you're in the city, because you're moving the gear stick. So you simply flip them up when you're in the city. When you're out in the country doing a long drive, oh my God, armrests are a must. So for those people with FJs and those other fancy cars that have armrests already, I now know what I was missing out on. By far my favorite seats. I have had other brands of seats in the past and they've also been fantastic, but these really, for me and my back, it really takes the cake. It has 7 adjustments. You can adjust the base out and in, you can adjust, you know, the usual downwards and forwards. You can flick it so you can get to things behind it, which is quite handy in a Troopy. I usually put stuff behind the seat. And out of all the adjustments, my favorite adjustment by far is the lumbar support on this one. Now, lumbar supports in other chairs, they're kind of like, some of them are air, and you do find that they leak out after a while, or they're a bit spongy. This one, I don't know how they do it, but I think there's some kind of bar in there that's padded, and the lumbar support on this, when you adjust it to where you want it, it's there, it's fixed. It's, you know, it's cushioned, but it doesn't move. It doesn't lose air or anything. And I find that after a long drive, because of that lumbar support mainly, I can get a lot more Ks in and I'm arriving a lot more refreshed as well. These chairs I'm absolutely loving. But I will say, the factory vinyl seats in the Troopy, out of all the Land Cruiser seats I've ever sat in, were the best ones, except for when it's hot. You end up being stuck to the seats. I did put sheepskin seat covers on them, which I paid like $300 for, quite a bit for sheepskin covers that aren't custom made, and they actually ruined the seats for me. It was throwing me out of the chair. So when I put these chairs in, it was like amplifying how much better they are. This is the awning I've chosen right here. My destination 4-wheel drive. My mate Rafa designed a really big footprint. It looks just as big as all the other 270s, but it's actually bigger because he got these extendable arms. You got a little hook here which is all ready to go. And that sits in here, like that. Give it a good tighten up, and we're done. Massive area. If I open the back here, it covers all this area as well. Planning on doing some kind of pull-out kitchen in here, which will be in a later episode, and that's going to be perfect with this. It's just such good coverage. Where most other awnings, they're kind of like on a triangular bit here. It's got the weather flap here as well. During the 4 hours of the day where the sun is at the highest point, you don't really get any sunlight coming in on an angle. The first night I had to open, the wind was really strong. I actually closed it because I was a bit worried. Couldn't really see what was happening. I felt the whole car moving because the suspension is cooked on this. And then the next day I pulled it out, same kind of winds. I wasn't worried about it after that because I'd seen how it performs. You do get 2 ropes, which I do recommend if it's windy, just to tie those bits down. Measurement wise on coverage, we've got 4 meters here, 4 meters here, and I think just over 2.2 here and 2 meters there. So it's 12.4 square meters. That's a lot of space. And weight wise is 23 kilos. And because I got the roof conversion, I've had to bolt it into the actual Troopy itself. And that's it here, nuts inserted at the bottom. This is a bracket by Expedition Center. Same guys who did a roof conversion. So they made a specific bracket for the Troopy, for awnings, and that's drilled into the actual roof itself. That's the front bracket, again, nuts inserted to the body and drilled into the actual roof conversion. 23 kilos. Drilling into the Troopy. If you're gonna cut it, you might as well drill into it, right? But really strong, really big footprint. Aussie made too, on your Rafa. Reckon you've done a fantastic job here. Don't forget about the code word for the roof rack, folks, and which was your favourite mod of part 3. Also, stay tuned for the Troopy Shakedown 2.0, coming soon. Catch you next time.